the oil and gas industry, what the roles of your organizations are, and what it is that you contribute to the industry. If I can ask to start with you, Mr. Immanuel Mulunga.
My name is Immanuel Mulunga. I'm the Managing Director of NAMCO. NAMCO is a national oil company of Namibia, NOC. We are an integrated oil company, meaning we operate upstream space, oil and gas industry, and also downstream space. Upstream space is what.
Okay, yeah, thank you. The upstream space is what Richard was talking about, really that talks about oil and gas exploration and production, while the downstream space is relating to the trading and distribution of petroleum products. So we operate in the space. We've seen the various NAMCO service stations and then national oil storage facility that we operate. So that's the downstream space. There's also what we call the midstream space, which deals with the refining and transportation of fuel. We don't really participate there yet, but we are an integrated oil company that operates in the upstream and the downstream. And we are basically owned by the state, 100% by the state, and we are the state's vehicle, obviously, to participate in this sector. Thank you. I'm going to this event. I'm really privileged to be here and to participate in this dialogues and these discussions. I think as Bridget was saying earlier, the oil and gas has a life cycle for value chain. And you start off with obviously exploration phase. Usually when the minister gives us a license, it's an exploration license, which entitles you to do certain activities. And one of those activities is the seismic activities that you have to undertake, which are obviously not as expensive as the wells. And then you do your exploration drilling, which is basically taking a rig, whether it's onshore or offshore, to drill a well, several kilometers into the ground through the sea if you are doing it offshore, to basically determine whether there is any hydrocarbon accumulation to the license. And then once you do that and you make a discovery like what we've done now with Shell and Total, because making a discovery in itself does not give you an idea of how much oil there is. So you have to go into the next phase to appraise basically what you have found. So appraisal just means you're appraising to find out what's the volume of the resources we have. So that's what we currently doing. That's the phase that we are in. So both ourselves and our partners, Shell and Total, I think in the third quarter of this year, September, October, we'll start with the appraisal program to drill another 5 wells or so, basically to determine how much oil is likely to be lying in those license areas. And obviously, once you successfully do your appraisal program, you will then make a final investment decision, knowing how much there is, proving the commerciality, and then you drill several development wells, which will cost you a lot of money to get yourself ready to produce the oil. So production is really just the extraction of the oil from the ground. I'll make my contribution by trying to put these discoveries into context. As Bridget was saying, they made some huge discoveries in a South American country called Guyana, more than 10 billion barrels. Now, there are some industry observers that believe that Namibia might be in the same league or even probably more. But obviously, those numbers will have to be verified by the appraisal program that we're currently doing. But yeah, when we made these discoveries in February, we commissioned a study by world known consulting company called Wood Mackenzie. And I just want to share some statistics with the audiences because this is no small matter. These are significant discoveries. That study actually concludes that after years of exploration, basically after 30 years of post-independence exploration, Namibia could find itself the third largest oil producer in sub-Saharan Africa within a decade. The Graph and Venus discoveries that we've made in the Orange Basin offshore are amongst the top 20 global discoveries in the last decade. These discoveries will make huge contributions to our GDP. At a peak, about 2035 or so, they could add up to $5.6 billion. Not Namibian dollars, because in the oil industry, we don't talk about Namibian dollars, we talk about US. So, yeah, it's going to contribute up to $5.6 billion per annum to state revenues. Okay. The initial estimates after these discoveries show that Graph and Venus have the potential to almost double the Namibian GDP by 2040 to close to $37 billion. So these are significant discoveries from an employment creation point of view. At its peak by 2028 or so, I think we should be able to employ about 3,600 additional people, direct jobs, indirect jobs as well. Again, the nice thing about Namibia is having made these discoveries now is that we can learn from others how they have done it over the past. So there are very good examples of oil and gas. Production is not rocket science. So there are lessons out there how to do it and not how to do it. So I think we are well placed. I'm a positive person by nature, but I think where we are as a country, I think the timing of the discoveries are good. We've got the institutions in place. I think this is not a country where you would try the managing director of the national oil company being $1 billion or billionaire in US dollar terms. So those kind of things, would not happen. So with all this income and a population of 2.5 million people, government should be able to do a good job to make sure that its citizens actually have a good life and all these opportunities that the minister was talking about, local content, to make sure that young people like yourselves, you get yourself involved in the industry to make sure that you participate in all the myriad of services that will be required to make sure that the industry takes off. I personally predict that we will spend in the next 5 years between 10 to 20 billion US dollars in this economy. Obviously, most of it will not be spent here because it will be spent on engineering works, floating production systems. But even if you just take a small percentage of, say, 5% or 10% of the money remaining in the country, it's quite significant. So there's a lot of hope. Some of us started in the oil industry. I personally started off 27 years ago when I was maybe some of your age. So it's not too late to start. It's a great opportunity that obviously the country has provided. So yeah, you should take up the challenge and make sure that you participate in this industry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to again thank the organizers of this event for facilitating these kind of conversations. Because it's through these conversations that we start understanding the oil industry, the impact of the oil industry to our economy, to our various regions as well. So I think from NAMCO's side, we will continue to participate, to engage with everybody, make sure that we are on the same wavelength. Because oil and gas is a big thing. These discoveries that have been made are big. Recon Africa is doing a great job onshore drilling 4 wells. Not only drilling 4 wells, but they've done a lot in terms of drilling water wells as well. 22 water wells. So that's not a small matter. So I think we should, as Namibians, also be appreciative of some of these efforts. Not only that, I'm sure there's a lot of people in the Kavango regions that have been employed. I don't know, but how many people? More than 500 people that have received employment. So this would not have been possible if there was no oil and gas exploration in the Kavango region. So I think let's continue the engagements and the conversations. Oil and gas is going to have a positive impact on Namibia, no doubt. And I think we will decide, as the minister said, we will have to make the decision whether it's going to be positive or a negative impact on the country.